Oftentimes I'll make a model, but when I'm making the works, I might have exposed a bunch of things, and I will actually quite almost randomly print. Like I'll print, I'll look, I'll think, I'll print, print something else. It won't be like I'm following a plan. I've made an edition that has 5 prints. They are based on a body of work titled Female Ready-Mades. Female ready-mades are a body of work in which I oftentimes develop them through a process of live modeling in the studio. So I will hang a kind of image up on the wall, which is a kind of grid or a fence or something that's a hanging device. And then on that, I hang lots of pieces of writing or elements and sort of treat the site as an investigation around certain topics. At the origins of the kind of thinking around ready-mades, there was a kind of deep interest in gender. The fountain was spoken about as a female object, also a female form. And it was also something that was treated as an object with gravity, as were the other ready-mades. So I became really interested in this idea that, the history of the ready-made is something that actually started off being very concerned about gender and gravity, and what if I sort of revisited that and reclaimed it, I guess, as a kind of space for imaginative investigation. When we started developing the edition, we were wanting to not necessarily make a copy of an artwork, and that's always what's really exciting in making editions, which I have to say, this is the first one that I've ever been really, really happy with, because to me it feels like an artwork unto itself. We began with the idea that it was going to be a certain scale, so we would be doing it in 4 parts. And I wanted there to be a section where there was a kind of free monotype painting that would be individual to each edition. So each of those prints are individual. And then I monotyped a kind of shape that is similar on each of the 5 prints. And then we used silkscreen on top of that as a grid. And then I exposed a bra and a rope and a chain, real things, to a silkscreen. And then we printed those like they're hanging off of the grid. So they kind of reflect the process of making the paintings, but for me, I was excited to bring collage into the process. One of the points of my work in general is not to have a singular authorship. And very much in the female ready-made works, it's very much about having surfaces of painting that bring together multiple forms of gesture making.